Noxolo Mathula says she's never shied away from her brand. Every night you see her on your screen as Lily on Uzalo, but during the day she has a business that keeps her busy. Unless you are in KwaZulu-Natal, you may not know that she also sells hot dogs and other food in the street, and it takes ranks. In 2019, Noxolo Mathula was holidaying in New York for a week, and she experienced their hot dogs and fast food, and she was inspired to make hot dogs with extra cheese. She did not really do anything about it until 2020, when hard lockdowns were imposed and there was no work for artists. She says, we literally did not have bread at home and we could not work. I had been making the hot dogs for a while, and anyone who had ever had them had asked why I don't sell them. So I backed up into a corner. I decided to just try. On the first day, I made 700 trays and I thought, we can do this again. So now we had the essentials of bread and milk, and I restocked to make the hot dogs again, and I've never stopped. She uses to have pop-up stalls when there were matches at local stadiums, and she'll also sell at taxi ranks. All this to get her brand of hot dogs by Noxolo out there. She had a spot in KwaMashu where she sells them from a container. She's always been business-minded. She says back in 2013 when she was in Joburg, she used to stock and sell sunglasses to family and friends. I think I got it from my late grandmother, Mandlovu. She used to sell fruits. She's not ashamed or embarrassed of being a TV personality selling food in the street. Instead, she uses her celebrity status to get more customers. Brilliant. I'm never ever ashamed. My mother taught me that you don't ever feel embarrassed by doing honest work. If it gives you money and brings you happiness, then there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's my side hustle, I own it, and no one can tell me anything. It is a brand I'm very proud of. I can never be ashamed of it. It has grown so much because of the people in the street. I understand my market. My market are the people that are in the street, and I'll never be ashamed of where I get my money. Ngama never lao. A lot of people buy the hot dogs because it's hot dogs by Noxolo. For me, it's a win-win situation because people get to see the TV star while they also buy my product. The Lily brand has also helped because if we do a poster and say we are popping up into Zuma or the Rulam, and Lily will be there too, people come. Wow, girl. If you buy a hot dog, you get to take a photo with Lily. Wow. Me being on TV has really helped to push the brand. People don't usually get to see celebrities and doing the groundwork. For them, it's also an inspirational thing that, hey bo, Lily is celebrity and you are out there in the street. And I say, we all have to hustle because this thing of depending on one salary does not work, guys. I want to tell you something, just a little story. This girl is like, she is the mini me, like when it comes to this business of hot dogs and everything, guys. Because like there was a time when I wasn't working, I was fired for where I used to work because my son was sick, and my son was still a baby, like a baby 3 months or so. And I went to the doctor at the private hospital, and the doctor gave me a sick note, like on behalf of the child, so that I can actually take care of the child. And when I took this back to work, they didn't believe this. They had to investigate this whole thing. It was quite a mess, imagine. And the doctor that helped me was at night because we had gone to the hospital at night. And then from there, guys, I got fired. But I took them to labor and I ended up getting my pay. Like, I think it was a 6 months pay. For all the months that the way they were supposed to have given me leave, because at that point they were told to either reinstate me or pay me, but I didn't want to go back anymore because we had already fought so much with those people at that company, and I didn't want to go back anymore. I thought, it's a chance for me to actually look after my child, because my first child, when I had him, I wasn't really working. I was working, but we got retrenched like towards when I was about to go give birth. And then with the second baby, I was actually happy in a way, because for me it was a blessing. I don't like a situation where I have to hire someone to actually come and look after my child. I don't trust anyone over my children. I believe I can do a better job than someone out there, and I can give them the best love, And then I got fired from there. After a few months, the child was grown. I felt like I needed to actually start working, do something. And I tried looking for jobs. It was hard to get a job. And then there was a time when we actually bought this hamburger patties, sort of. We just made them at home. It was just a family thing we're eating. And then I made sleeping hamburgers, guys. And I thought to myself, wow, why don't I try this thing and try to sell? I started making hamburgers, and then I'll give to my husband. He will take to work. My husband used to engineer the mass media project, the BTV complex. And he started taking my hamburgers with at BTV Center, and then I gave my husband to actually take this to work with him at the, there are so many, the construction people and everything, and then people bought. The next day, people wanted some more. I made some more, guys. I started kind of enjoying this, and then now others, they were saying, no, the hamburgers are expensive, but they were not expensive, guys. It was, I think, 5 pula or so at that time. Yeah, the people said it's expensive and everything. Then I thought, okay, it's fine if they think it's expensive. Then I can try and make something cheaper for them. I started making sandwiches. I'll just put tomatoes. It's either a tomato sandwich or a beef sandwich or mayo and cheese and tuna and everything. I started making them. The next thing I started toasting some of them, because now I started having people started, it was just expanding, guys. It was expanding in such a scary way. I remember my late aunt was also not working at that time, and she would help me move around. I'll wake up at 2 a.m., guys. 2 a.m. I'll go to the kitchen, prepare my everything. 7 o'clock when people are heading to work, I'm in the car. People think I'm going to a proper job, and I'm actually going to sell sandwiches and hamburgers. My husband will take some to his work, and I'll take some with me to and now I had actually companies, big companies, Ford, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, those kind of because they had a lot of people, Then the business was big, guys. And then sometimes when the extras, I wasn't even ashamed. I'll just walk around the streets and sell. People were buying, and I'll go home with empty baskets. I was carrying them nicely. I'll wake up, get dressed, look nice, and when you see me, you will not think I'm going to sell sandwiches. The business was doing so well, guys. Until now, my people now started asking, why don't you guys make lunch and everything again? You bring us breakfast, then we bring lunch. Then my aunt thought, okay, no, it's fine. You can concentrate on the sandwiches. I can do the lunch things and everything. And then boom, everything started working. But then with time, I realized that it was too much for me. It was too much because I'll wake up at 2 a.m., get busy, go sell and everything. Then I even hired a girl, guys, who was helping me to deliver. I didn't trust anyone because people had a problem with raping, I didn't trust anyone with doing the whole thing. I wanted to be the only one that was doing it, but this girl, I had her just to help me go around. When I go to the other direction, she goes to the other direction. I drop her to another company, I go to another one. When she finishes, she tells me, I come and pick her, just like that, And then now when my aunt suggested the lunch thing, it was too much for me. It was too much. At first it was fine, but I realized that eventually it got so hard because by 7 o'clock, guys, I'll be gone. I'll be so exhausted. I would not even help my first child with his homework. It was such a big struggle. I was really, really struggling. And then I thought, you know what, this thing is not working for me. My husband was also complaining because when I get there to the room, guys, I'm dead. I was not a human being anymore. Because now I have to take an early sleep so that 2 o'clock again I'm up. So it really, really affected me so much that I had to tell my aunt that, you know what, I can't do this. I can't. Let me just do the lunch thing. I'll just help you with the transport. When I come back, I can go drop you and then we come back. Because when I come back again at around 2 o'clock, I have to leave for the shops to buy the bread, to buy the bread rolls, to buy the stuffings and everything, to buy the chicken to come and cook. It was too much. Then I realized this thing is going to just kill me. So I left my aunt in the cooking business, so we ended up like splitting when she moved from my place now, and then she found her own place, because now at least she was having money, she could afford to actually stay with her, by herself. Guys, that was a very long story. Let me just drop it right there. It's too much. Let's hope the story will actually motivate someone out there. Can I still do this business in Botswana? In Botswana, a big no, guys. I can't do it in Botswana. There's no money in Botswana at all. People are still paid the same prices as from 10 years or some more than 10 years ago. I can't do it in Botswana. In Namibia, it's a big yes, and I'm still doing it. But this one, people, I just advertise on WhatsApp and people just call and I deliver to them. Guys, bye. I'll see you on the next video.